All right, let's talk about a tool that is absolutely everywhere right now, ChatGPT. But here's a question. Are you really using it, or is it just a fancy way to search for things? Well, we're going to fix that today. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to turn it into an incredibly powerful assistant for your work, your learning, and all your creative projects.
You know, for most people, ChatGPT is kind of a toy. It's a fun way to get a joke or a quick answer to a simple question. But that's kind of like using a supercomputer to play tic-tac-toe. I mean, you can do it, but you're missing the point entirely. It's time to unlock its real power.
You know that feeling, right? That blinking cursor just staring at you, almost mocking you. You need to write that important email, or maybe you're trying to plan a vacation, or just get your head around some really complex topic for your job. And nothing. You're just stuck. We've all been there.
And that brings us to the core issue. If you're only using ChatGPT for those basic facts, you are just scratching the surface. Seriously, you're missing out on probably 90% of its power. The real power, the part that can be your personal assistant, your consultant, your creative partner, it's all just hiding under the surface, waiting for the right instructions.
So how do you unlock all that hidden power? Well, it all comes down to one single skill. It's called prompting. A prompt is just the instruction you give the AI. And mastering this one thing is the difference between getting a totally generic, kind of useless answer and getting a brilliant, tailored solution that actually helps you. Just look at the difference here. On one side, a vague request. Write a meal plan. You're going to get a boring, forgettable response. But now look at the other side. You've given it specifics, a role, some context, a structure you want. And boom, you get something incredibly useful and personalized. That right there is the magic of a great prompt. So how do you create a great prompt every single time? It's easy. Just remember this simple little formula, R, C, S. R is for role. You tell it who to be. Act like a nutritionist. C is for context. You give it all the necessary details. And S is for structure. You tell it how you want the answer delivered. Put it in a table. This little formula turns a simple chatbot into your personal consultant. Okay, theory is great, but let's see this thing in action. I'm going to walk you through 5 really powerful ways you can use this RCS method in your daily life, starting right now.
First up, use it as your own personal learning partner. Think of it like a tutor who has literally endless patience and can explain absolutely anything. So if you're struggling with a complex subject, don't just ask for a dry definition. Challenge it. Ask it to explain the concept using an analogy. This forces the AI to simplify things and connect ideas in a new way, which makes it so much easier for you to understand and actually remember it later.
Second, let's talk about making it your AI writing assistant. And this goes way, way beyond just having it write things for you.
You don't have to start with a blank page. Just paste in your own writing, an email, a report, anything, and then ask for specific improvements. It becomes this incredible coach for finding the perfect tone and just making all of your communication that much sharper.
Third, let's get into data and organization. This is where it can really become your personal project manager.
You know that feeling after a meeting when you've just got a page full of chaotic notes? You can paste all of that chaos right into ChatGPT and ask it to create order. It'll pull out the key takeaways, it'll create action items, and it can turn that jumbled mess into a crystal clear plan in just a few seconds. Number 4 on our list, use it as a brainstorming partner, one that literally never runs out of ideas. So instead of just staring into space trying to think of ideas, just ask it. And the more specific your context, things like hobbies and age, the more creative and on point the suggestions are going to be. It's an incredible tool for just breaking through those creative blocks.
And finally, our 5th use case, a superpowered tool for language and travel planning.
Forget all those generic travel guides. You can ask for a personalized itinerary based on your exact interests, like finding hidden gems and avoiding all the tourist traps. You can even ask it to throw in a list of essential local phrases. It just makes your travel planning so much smarter and truly customized. Okay, so now that you know what's possible, it is just as important to know how to use this tool responsibly. So let's cover a few essential pro tips and some safety rules. This is an absolute game changer. When you enable web search, ChatGPT is no longer limited to its old training data. It can access real-time information and, most importantly, it can provide citations. This lets you actually go and verify its sources, which is absolutely critical.
And here are the 3 rules you should never, ever forget. First, always verify critical information. Second, never, ever input sensitive personal data. And third, remember to iterate. If you don't get the perfect answer on the first try, just refine your prompt. It's a conversation, so keep talking to it. And this is the single most important warning. An AI can hallucinate. That means it can just invent facts, sources, or data with absolute confidence. It will sound 100% true. That's why for anything that truly matters, from medical advice to historical dates, you must always double-check its answers with a reliable source.
Okay, so you've got the theory, you've seen the examples, and you know the safety rules. Now it's time to put it all into practice.
I want you to think of one thing you've been putting off. Maybe it's drafting an awkward text, or organizing your closet, or planning a project. Your assignment is to go use that RCS formula we talked about and ask ChatGPT for help with that specific task. Because ultimately, that's what this is all about. This technology isn't just another search engine, it's a completely new way of interacting with information and solving problems. The future is a conversation. Now it's your turn to join in. Go start yours.